Hey everyone, it's Kristen. So we're going to be talking about Dazzler 6, Dazzler versus the Hulk, which, yeah, you'll see. So Dazzler, it starts by her rehearsing with her band, and this is a new band. They haven't been together for very long. And so Harry comes in, her manager, and says, I've got a gig for you. And she's all excited and stuff. But then she learns it's one of his singers, he says one of his singers is sick, so you're going to take over for her. And she's like, oh, okay. And he says, well, she's a country singer, so you need to learn some country songs, like quick. And Dazzler's like, but I've never done country music, so I don't know, I don't know what to do, or, so they have to learn, some some country songs fast. And Dazzler, kind of asks Lance, you know, Harry's like right hand man kind of thing, and Lance looks after Dazzler and stuff. She's like, do you see someone in the booth? Is someone watching us? And he's like, no, there's no one watching us. So, yeah. So they rehearse like late into the night, trying to figure out these songs. By the time she goes, to the subway station, it's late. There's hardly any people there. So this gang comes. They're called Satan's Creeps. um, they come and like start to rough up this old man, and Dazzler's like, leave him alone. And she doesn't have enough sound to activate her powers. She hears the train coming, so she inches her way closer back to it so that she could hopefully, use the sound from it to activate her powers to, defend herself from this gang. And she does, because the train pulls in. She dazzles them, and everyone getting off the train was like, "Holy cow, what was that? What happened?" And these people, that the man and the woman that saw her, they were like, "Oh my gosh, she's a mutant. She's a freak. She's one of those, those mutants that I've read about." And they're like, grab her. And so Dazzler makes a run for it because, and she doesn't understand that why these people are so against mutants, because basically all people have been told is that mutants are bad, all mutants are freaks, are, bad, evil, whatever. So she's like, don't they know that there's good mutants as well? So she sees Dr. Paul Jensen, who she met in the last issue, standing outside her apartment building, and they just randomly kiss. I mean, this is the first time they've kissed, and it says this is the first time they've kissed, and there's fireworks and stuff. And he's like, I have the day off. We should celebrate. And she's like, well, do you want to come up to my apartment? And he's like, sure. You know. And so, unfortunately, though, his beeper goes off, and he has to go back to the hospital. And the gig that Dazzler has the next day is at a college, where she's supposed to be a country music singer. And we also see Bruce Banner there. He has heard that at the college they're making some breakthroughs in genetic research. So he was hoping to, look at it. And hopefully that will make a breakthrough for him in getting rid of the Hulk. But of course he can't tell anyone who he is because, they know that Bruce Banner is the Hulk. So, basically he tries to get a job as a janitor, and they're like, I need some ID. And he's like, well, I know my social security number. And the lady's like, no, I need some ID. And he, can feel his heart start to race, and he's like, never mind. Like, I gotta get out of here. And so he has these a bottle of pills that he takes when his, heart, he feels his heart start to race. It's a tranquilizer. So he is able to take one just in time. And Lance here overhears that he's trying to get a job and can't. So he hires him as a roadie to help, with the stuff, like set the stuff up and, take it down and everything. And so you see the Dazzler concert poster and it says it's sold out. And you see Bruce backstage, he's kind of observing because he took this job so that he could be there late at night and then he could hopefully sneak over to the science building. So, and Dazzler sees him and he's like, and she says, "Hey, Bruce, you should stay and watch my show." And he's like, "Oh, no, I can't. I'm sorry. I have somewhere to be." So he goes and sneaks into the science building and he thinks he's home free because there's no alarms that go off or anything. But of course, the security in the security office, they see him. So obviously, they know he's there. And the security officers, they confront him. And of course, he's pounding. I mean, they're security guards, they have guns and everything. So he tries to take a tranquilizer, but he's not looking where he's going. So he runs into another security guard, drops his pills, they roll away, and at that point, it's too late. Like it's just interesting to me that, like I said, in the Dazzler series, they bring in so many well-known characters, and which makes it fun to revisit. And it's I kind of forgot that Bruce Banner used to like have tranquilizer pills, and that's how he tried to keep the Hulk under control. So yeah, it's too late, and Hulk is like, "I just want to be left alone." And so he smashes through a wall, and it goes down an elevator shaft, and he thinks it's a trap that they set. And then there's bars, and he thinks, the bars are there because they're trying to trap him again. So that just makes him even more mad. And here's Dazzler pretending to have an accent, pretending to be a country singer. Oh, poor Dazzler. And she said, thinking in her head, the band's doing really well. They sound like um, they were born in Texas, which, like I said, it's always fun when Texas is mentioned in comic books because it doesn't happen very often. One of reason why one of the X-Men stories, Fall of the Mutants, is one of my favorite stories because it takes place mostly in Texas. So that's really cool. And that's where, everyone was watching on TV what was happening. And anyway, so yeah, it's just cool because yeah, everything always takes place in like New York, obviously, because that's where most of the superheroes are based. So I get it. Anyway, so Hulk, he's trying to find his way out of this maze, so he smashes through the wall onto the stage because he hears the music, thinking, this must be the way out, because I hear something, I hear music. So everyone freaks out because all of a sudden here's the Hulk smashing through, through stuff. And he sees them and thinks that they must be with the security people because they have the same hats, which, let me see. No, I mean, these people, if you look at the security guards in this panel, they have just regular security, police officer hats. They don't have cowboy hats, but I guess they are wearing hats, so Hulk thinks these people are wearing hats, so they must be, lawmen also. So Dazzler takes it upon herself to distract the Hulk so that everyone can get out safely. But of course, her light doesn't do much to Hulk. He says, Silver Lady throws light at Hulk, makes Hulk dizzy. So Hulk grabs a chunk of wall so he can't see the light, and Dazzler uses her powers to make an illusion of a tank, thinking, hopefully that'll scare Hulk or distract him even further. So Hulk, you know, basically says, I will, tank doesn't look real, but I will destroy it anyway. So he tries to destroy the tank, and of course, it's not even there. And he's like, Silver Lady's trying to hurt Hulk's head again. So he goes after her, and Dazzler manages to dodge his punch, and he accidentally punches into the electrical system. So there's like, all this 1,000 volts of electricity going through him, and it stuns him and knocks him out, for like a second or two. But Dazzler is afraid that she's actually killed him. So she goes over to help him, and he just like barely moves and shrugs and throws her. Like, that's, of course, how powerful Hulk is. And then Hulk, he gets up and says, uh, now Hulk, remember Silver Lady, how did Hulk get on the floor? He's like, Silver Lady tricked him. Everybody tries to trick Hulk. Hulk is sick of being trapped. He's sick of being hunted, sick of being hounded. The world fears the Hulk. The world hates the Hulk because Hulk is the strongest one there is. And Dazzler's all like, oh man, he's mad. He's like super mad. Like what can I do? And she's just thinking, oh, I am so out of my element. I mean, it's the Hulk. Like, I barely did anything to him. Like, it didn't seem to matter what I did to him. And she's like, but, I'm a singer, not a superhero. But if I just leave him, let him go, she's just trying to think of the innocent people he could hurt and the damage he could cause. So she goes after him. And you see this guy observing Dazzler, which we don't know who he is yet. And then you see next issue is Dazzler versus the Hulk. So, like I said, interesting going back to these old issues. I really enjoy them. I forgot about the time that Dazzler, did a country concert, and I kind of forgot about the fact that Bruce used to take tranquilizer pills to help keep the Hulk in check. So anyway, I mean, it's like I said, for me, it's fun to go back to these old stories because they have some insights, and they're fun. They're fun to read, I think. So join me next time for part two of Dazzler versus the Hulk, and we'll see who comes out victorious.